Good morning. I'm not going to go through all of the usual setup for my live. I'm just going to record it here and then upload the live. So, what I am doing now is I am going to pivot again because my data is still showing me that I should be getting a lot more, I guess, like requests for work. I haven't even checked the email. It's very possible that I am. But what I'm doing is I am going to look at what Morningside is doing. Morningside is by Liam Otley. I think maybe it's because of how my feed is set up, but I'm going to replicate his like impressive success, and I don't want to take the customers that he has because I am trying to serve like this I forgot what the word is. It's like this market that's falling between the cracks. So he's like serving a lot of like I think like or was serving a lot of smaller businesses with like chatbot solutions and AI solutions, and I'm not quite sure exactly all that he does, but I can tell that he has pivoted like multiple times, which I think is just brilliant. But there's also like this middle ground where you have companies that are not global companies, like where I'm working my current contract, that have like massive amounts of money to throw into like their security features and to like, checking on this and checking on that and like leveraging a lot of like other big companies' existing platforms. There's like this middle part of the economy where they understand enough about what they're doing that they need to have things that protect their data. So they need a lot of data governance, and they need a lot of like I'm not saying that they need it, but I guess like they understand the value of owning your own data. I don't know too many people in these bigger corporations that don't get that value. Like, so if you don't really understand what I'm saying about like the value of owning your own data, and like data is the new oil, like I think that's something you need to go prove to yourself, like through your own research. So I'll leave the proof of burden on, like on your own plate, because I'm convinced and I've seen it. So there's that market of population that is not able to pay for like in-house people like me, right? And then there's the real need that they probably understand, like for example, the dog daddy over here, right? So I'm gonna like show you who the dog daddy is because I'm all about the dogs. So dog daddy, right? So here's his Instagram, and I can't remember like which one of these platforms kicked him off the platform. I think it was TikTok. I really don't know. Maybe it was Instagram. But he had like 10 million subscribers or something, right? So right now he only has 430,000 followers. He had like 2 million, 10 million. I don't know. This guy's like, I don't know him. I just know that he takes care of dogs, and like I really appreciate people like him, right? And I think he's impressive. He's like from somewhere in the southern Americas, moved to the country, just like takes care of dogs. So on his post, he was like, man, I lost all my subscribers, like the platform kicked me off again. So for him, I know that it would be really valuable to have a service where like it's keeping track of who's subscribed, so that when he gets kicked off again, like he doesn't have to manually try to go invite all of them to log back in. He doesn't have to keep track in any certain kind of way, right? So to him, like data is gold, because like if he wasn't keeping track of who his subscribers were before, then there's not really any way for him to be able to reproduce all of those subscribers. And like let's say he had 10 million, and 2 million of them are like, man, I don't even remember signing up for this, I don't want this. That's still 8 million. That's still like 7,500,000 more that he would have had versus what he's having to start over with here. Not to mention whatever posts he lost. So I don't know enough about the Instagram like ins and outs and like what happens to your posts. I don't really care about that, right? But like if he's not making like physical copies of his, I'm calling them physical, but if he's not backing up his stuff daily, and he's just an example, like this could be anybody, right? Like if he's not like making copies of his own stuff, which most people don't do if your stuff resides on the cloud, then he loses all of that, right? And so let me show you how I pay through the nose for like backups, even through GoDaddy. And I can show you my backups have not worked since like December 2023. And I've called them and called them and called them. And there are like, what would you call them? Workarounds, right? But what I'm trying to say is like, I can no longer rely on these service providers or these software as a service or like all these other things to like back up my stuff for me. So I have in front of me like a physical drive called Lacey, which is on my agi.kitchen page, and if you click on it, I get money for it. But what I'm showing you is that like shit's falling apart, right? But I can tell you that even if there was post-quantum computing, even if we have AI, one thing that's not going to go away is TCP/IP, the Transfer Control Protocol Internet Protocol. So I graduated with honors like 25 years ago in Seattle, and I really, really understand this stuff. Like, I mean, in a way that I don't know too many other people could, because I was around like before smartphones, right? So like, and I saw like what it meant to go from having to install a physical server in your basement to like having to, like figure out how to transition from that to AWS. And I've used all of them. So I am now looking at how I can get myself a server. So I asked Claude, like, okay, I don't want to use just existing servers. Like, I want a server that has the extension .chocolate or the extension .candy. And it's actually at least $15,000 to even apply to what is called ICANN. So it is like right here, right? ICANN so this is like the international, I guess like police for people that have websites. And I like would not want to break these laws because I think that that's how Captain Dread got in trouble, like the guy from Silk Road, like the guy who was selling a bunch of guns and drugs and stuff on like Silk Road, like through the original dark web. And it's hilarious because I told someone recently like the dark web is the new safe web. So why am I saying all this? Because I can tell that it is not enough to just be like a one-dimensional business anymore, at least not in the tech world. So to say like just get really good at one thing, that's not going to cut it. I don't think that's going to cut it, because even if I'm really good at creating content, if I don't understand SEO and I don't understand like what ICANN governance means, and I don't understand what it means to have an Ethereum wallet connected to the back end of my server, like I am not gonna survive, right? Because people that do understand this stuff are gonna like easily not just like rob me of all of the stuff I have on my website. And I'll show you how I am gonna do that to Liam Otley's page quite easily with free software. That is the shittiest software out there for doing this, but it's still effective. So like I can do all of that if I don't have a way to keep up with like blockchain forms of payment, which I'm not gonna, like what do they call it? Like wrestle with a pig and you'll get covered in mud. Like I don't know if blockchain stuff is going away or not, or NFT stuff is going away or not, but I'm pretty sure it's not, right? So like if you need to have that debate, like yeah, have it, but like not right now, not with me, because my thesis was on that. So like I understand the math behind it. I'm telling you, like TCP/IP plus like math-based blockchains. Ethereum is not strictly math-based. It has a lot of human governance, but it's still very usable, right? And like whatever other NFTs and like, like think CryptoKitties and think like crypto wallets and all that, right? Like you're gonna need a way to be able to accept those kinds of payments at some point. So why not get ahead of it? So you can't actually very easily create a domain with your own extension so that you can get around ICANN and other like international systems. Like probably, I don't remember what like oh my God, what is it called? Like the FBI from other countries, like they'll probably come looking for you, like why are you getting around ICANN? So I asked Claude, it really is really safeguarded. Like it does really have a lot of safety features. But then I told same questions to ChatGPT. I thought it was really interesting. It was giving me the same rote answers about why I can't set up my own server, which to me is like, as a veteran, that like protects freedom. And because I am like not normal, like I want my freedom. I want to be able to post stuff. I'm not allowed to like market. Most of my fucking like social media accounts keep getting blocked for ridiculous things like, oh, you're trying to sell things on TikTok. Like, no, I'm not. Or if I am, it's not anything other than like a tattoo cards kit so that people can have like cleaner spaces when they get tattoos. Like, oh, sorry for, like taking down the system with like not contaminating people with blood, or like supporting my friend's approach on that. So like I'm like fed up with having to continually figure out how to tiptoe around Facebook, and I've been begging them for over a year. I even signed up for some course to like allegedly help me figure out how to, like do all this stuff. Like nobody's able to been able to figure out how I can even use like any normal ads agencies or ads advertisement strategies like through Meta. Like I've never been able to advertise through Meta. So I'm just like creating better and better content, which is exactly what Morningside said that they're doing. So that's what Liam Otley said he was doing, that like about a year ago, he had like no real, I guess by this point, it's probably been like 14 or 15 months ago. He even shows videos of them like really struggling. And if you could see me today, I look like shit. And like, I am making six figures, but because I'm on W2, it's raping my paycheck. So like I'm basically making as much as I would have if I had been a teacher, which sucks because like I have like very lean spending habits. Like I have like very good what is it called? Like financial hygiene. But any extra income that I would have had to like put into having somebody help me with like video creation, or like even like pulling the weeds in the yard so that my dogs don't get stickers in their paws. Like I'm having to do all of that because my taxes are taking up any of my discretionary income. And of course I still have to keep saving, and I own like physical real estate with like real people living in it. So I can't like let that stuff go by the wayside, So anyway, like I'm not in a position where I don't have any money. I haven't been broke since I was like 20, and then I bought some 20 acres of land because I was like, I'm never going to put myself in this position again. And so I've been buying physical real estate since then. And so I'm not quite in the same position as Morningside was like when he first started with his videos, but I am in that position where like my wrist is killing me because I really enjoy working with my current contract. It's like been the best, but like I can't keep drawing fucking pictures, like I might as well kept teaching kindergarten at that point. And while people like me are busy over here like trying to impress, like the senior engineers with like our coding style and like, is it PEP 8 compliant? Who the fuck cares when there's people like Liam Otley who's like come out of nowhere, right? Or maybe he always just was meant for this, but like he doesn't have a software background, so he started doing the low code no code, right? So like he's selling millions of dollars worth of deals, and he said that what he started doing was just like giving away the farm, which when I was in the VA, like I got put in so many mental health programs, and like I signed away my rights to bear arms so that they could give me like financial support, which is fine. Like I grew up with MacGyver, like anything is a weapon. Like I don't need a gun, like and anyway, like yeah, I don't need a gun. Like there's definitely smarter ways to do things, man, but I'm not trying to do anything like that at all whatsoever. And I like was taught, it was erased out of me to give away the farm. But now that I'm looking at what he's doing and then looking at what other people are doing, including the Milk Road guys and including like the Hermosis and some other people that are talking about how they get LinkedIn subscriptions, everyone's like saying like, say exactly what you're gonna do, because most people are either not able to get it done. They're probably as busy as I am during my day job, or they don't want to learn it, or they're maybe like they have more money than time right now, whatever, right? So like this is exactly what I'm doing to set myself up for success, like long term. And I want to serve the population that's falling between the cracks, that doesn't care about collecting their own data, or the security behind it, or the fact that, for example, what was it, like last week, I built something on one of the OpenAI GPTs. So like I had built something in the GPT store over here, and I can't disclose because like I said, I'm under contract. So like I use some of my own licenses for some of this stuff. But anyway, like it was right at the moment when their servers went down or whatever, like their backend stopped working correctly. So like what I had built in like an hour or two looked like garbage to the, like the executive director of like a really, really important part of the company that I'm at. And I felt stupid, and I was like, man, like I can't be the only person that's like experiencing this right now. So what do you do when you don't have like the infrastructure? You didn't set up your engineers to like be able to deal with this. So what I did was I go to LinkedIn, right? And I'm going to show you like these people have been extremely generous. I'm going to like remove this so you don't see anything that I shouldn't be showing you. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to show you this message right here. Right? So these folks here, BotStacks, has been extremely supportive when I post stuff. They're like clicking like, which is cool, right? So they do like some software stuff, and we can click on what they're doing. But I was like, hey, I know you guys are doing stuff like chatbot stuff, and you're using your like OpenAI licenses and all that, because I did look through their things. And then I was like, what did you do the other, like for the last couple days when their systems went down? And they're like, I don't get it, right? And so BotStack supports several LLMs. However, we can't be liable for latency issues or outages on any of their ends. Yeah, and yes, that does absolutely help. So those are the people that I want to serve, is the ones that can't afford that excuse, right? Like I can't, if I'm running a Walmart, I can't be like, oh, sorry, everyone, OpenAI's like ChatGPT stopped working. And then because they control Llama and, well, whatever, or like Anthropic and OpenAI got into a fight and like burned down each other's buildings, so none of the servers work. Like that shit's not going to fly if you have a business where like you're building your entire business, you fired all of your staff because you saw the writing on the wall and you're having to scale back, and like suddenly you don't have any employees to answer the 5 million phone calls of like unsatisfied customers because they don't care that OpenAI doesn't work, today, or that you didn't set up anything besides OpenAI, or that air.ai, which is Morningside's latest venture, got sued and they're ordered to shut down immediately. That didn't happen. Actually, air.ai is brilliant, and I did talk to them about a year ago. But what I can tell you about air.ai, which is Liam Otley's like latest venture, is they're extremely expensive, and I don't feel that they have enough transparency in their data for me to like want to invite one more like devil through my door, right? So I know that we don't have any transparency in most of the other data, but at least they're finally saying like, well, it's publicly available data. Okay, well, we can kind of understand what that is. And we know like Facebook has been under the gun for years, like to disclose like exactly where they're getting their data, what they're doing with their data. And yes, they're like the devil incarnate, but they also serve a bigger purpose, I feel, like connecting the world, whatever, right? So like there's not, like the world isn't black and white, and if you think it is, like you're probably like a child, honestly, like, so, or you're not old enough, and you're not old as dirt, like someone like me who has seen it. Like it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm a veteran, so believe me, like I care about this country, and I sucked in the Navy, but I did my best, and now I like house veterans, and that is my goal, is like I have real estate for vets and pets, but like to pick a side is to spend your energy in the wrong place. So like I think I have voted one time, and it was the wrong thing to do, I guess, because I told my high school principal who passed away that I had voted and I didn't vote, and I just always felt guilty about that. That's like one of the worst things I've ever done in my life, is like lied to my principal years later about having voted or not. Like literally, like I do try to keep like a very transparent life for my own sake. And so whomever's in office, like the clever don't spend their time necessarily, I don't know, maybe not the clever, maybe other people are doing better than me because they're like billionaires and millionaires and I'm not, but I don't spend my time like trying to figure out which is the best side to pick. Like I let whatever side win, whatever side's gonna win. Then I figure out like how am I gonna adapt today, so that when I'm 60, like I'm not in this space that I'm seeing a lot of 60-year-olds being trapped in. Not my parents are actually incredibly intelligent people, like they're doing just fine, and it's because they were like this, what's the word, like strategic, right? They're very strategic, and they had excellent money hygiene, and they still do. So I am making sure that I'm on the right side of all of this. So if there are companies that understand that data is the new gold, and they need to keep track of their data, and they can't rely on, they can't take the risk of like, what if all the infrastructure that we've poured all our money into, like OpenAI or Anthropic or all of them, and they actually do have automation that falls back on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, but it still all goes down that day. Like, how do you make sure that your systems are still going to work? And I'll show you, my system stopped working and I didn't know, because I didn't have a reason to set it up yet. So here is a system where I actually am relying on OpenAI. For this one has like a Lambda, but I didn't realize that I didn't know that this was happening. And I think it's because I messed with a Lambda one day and didn't go back and fix it. But of course, because I've been smart enough to like make backups of everything here, right? Like I'm not worried about it. So I don't have to rely on paying GoDaddy $30 a month for each website for website security anymore, because I'll just nuke my entire 80 website cPanel. And if you don't believe me that I have that, it's right here. Let me see. Let's see if you can see. Just because like I keep being accused of like, what is it called? Embellishment. I'm not embellishing. Like I really am, like this is really what I do. And somebody actually left something on one of my YouTube channel thingies, like, you're the biggest fake on here about AI. I was like, okay, homie. You think so? Yeah, I'm not renewing those. I think there's like a way to show you like all of them, probably through web hosting and manage. I think I can see the whole entire list of, oh, I'm just back at the same thing. Okay, well, there's a way for you to see like, do I have any backups? Yeah, see, I should be getting backups and I'm not, and I'm paying for it and I don't get them. Well, you can see them here. You can see them in my cPanel. So you can see my domains here. I just remembered. See, like these are all my domains. These are some of my domains. There's more. These are the ones that are published like online. 76 items. So I have 76 domains of my own. Well, one of them is actually Art of Ink Studio, which is like my premier, like, I guess, dog and pony show of like how like I really do know my stuff. And at some point I'll interview him and like probably by Zoom and ask him like, hey, like, have you seen results? So it probably sounds like I'm rambling, but that's what I'm trying to convey is like, no, you cannot just be really good at one thing anymore. Like if you don't understand like that, once the LLMs, like my homies here, right? Like even he's like, oh, that's good thinking. Well, like I do know how to code from scratch. I have made like LangChain applications from scratch. They're all over my GitHub. Like they still have to work. Like I still need to be able to either like deploy a Docker container if everything else fails, or if like this fails. Like that's not going to fly if this was like a customer service chatbot and then this error keeps coming up and I don't know about it, right? Like I should, like now I know I need more automation behind that and I need to fix that today actually. So I can't just be like, I'm going to be the chatbot expert. For the longest time, I was like, that's what I need to do. But no, like even out in my current contract, like I am an artificial intelligence engineer, yes, but also like an integrated specialist. So I've gotten really good at also like deep fakes and stuff. And not because they're using deep fakes, but just because I had to really like ramp up my own knowledge on how to use generative AI to actually do stuff that matters to the business side, which brings me back around to Liam Otley's stuff, right? Like where he and the Hermoses and like, who else, like Cody Sanchez, are really good is that they're really good at business and they really enjoy it. And I just plain prefer like the math behind the code. So how do I solve for that? I like make more bots and make more code that does what they do for me in like an efficient way that doesn't take up my entire day, because I'm working my 8-hour contract every day and then some, right? So like, and my wrist is killing me. So like I don't have the bandwidth and it's not giving me enough like extra income. And obviously I'm applying for other places and will revisit the contract once it expires, or maybe before, you know, with them to see like if there's anything we can do. But what I really want to do is I want to move into the lecture space. And yes, I'm rambling because this is me, like this is my metacognitive process of like getting shit done like better, faster, at less cost, right? For myself. So when people ask me specific questions, absolutely, like I will be able to answer your question specifically. I taught for 9 years in like really difficult, like Title I elementary schools, mostly kindergarten, bilingual. And my kids, like, especially my last year when I really perfected that system, were like through the roof with their scores. And I know that I can convey like the complex information. I just need like real specific questions. So if I really wanted to 10x my income so that I have enough money to be able to support my vets and my pets, especially my dogs, because they're spoiled and they eat like steak and bottled water and stuff, and that's fine. Like that's what I work for. And I need like my own savings and stuff like that. Like I need to 10x my income. I need to like serve an underserved, that's what it is, an underserved market. So the market that doesn't just need some chatbot, but like a market that like understands the value of their data, that wants to have access to their data, so as they make daily decisions about what they're presenting their clients, like they're making informed decisions with pure data. So that's what I'm doing, like with these. So like I could show you, but through AWS, like everything that anybody's typed here like goes into my AWS Dynamo database, and I don't track like the person's IP address or their name or anything for this particular use case. I could if I needed to, but I don't for this use case. This session ID is just so that like it's a randomly generated number, so that when the LLM needs to make a conversation, it can like know which conversation string it needs to refer to back in the Dynamo database. Right, so like it's very anonymous. But if I had a storefront, like I would want to know every day, like did somebody try to ask me a question that I didn't give them an answer for? Because like your customer is gold, so like their user experience matters more than anything, right? So yes, I could dump that into like sales forecasting on AWS, or like I could ask, like Google Search Console for insights. But look at Google Search Console. It says my performance is great. That's awesome. Like it doesn't actually tell me anything about what my customers might be doing, because I know that I have like checked on this with other devices that aren't connected to my ISP, like from other places. Like I know other people have clicked in it and it's not tracking anything. So like really like I don't know how true this data is, but I can tell you that this is, again, what I'm like really trying to express is that I can't just be a master of one thing and sell myself that way anymore. Because even in my job as an AI integrated specialist, like there's no such thing as I only get to work on this and I get to be like a special, like I get to just write chatbots all day. Like F that thinking, like that's not true. I don't see things going that way. So I'm going to try to move into like back into the education space, but I will like want to get paid my worth. So like I'd rather go and ramp up and level up like a handful of people at a major company in 4 days in person with like specific things that they need to glean, or like specific insights that I'm gleaning from all this data. You can kind of think of me like Rain Man, I guess, with like some of this stuff, which is not a stretch by any means. Like I don't know, you could go disprove it to yourself, like on your own time, and whatever. Like anyway, like I would rather do that for like a couple months and only do it a few times for good enough pay for the people that are willing to pay to get that edge, and that are giving me back my time so that I can work on stuff that I care about, and like have time to research all this and like put together like more proofs of concepts, or like stronger backends or whatever for people that are paying me for that. As I'm setting up all of my automation, like I'm moving towards that. I don't want to be locked into a job where I have to report, for a certain set of hours, or like where I don't know what the requirements are. Like that kind of shit drives me batshit crazy, because I can't decide for other people, like, did I meet your expectations if your expectations are unclear? Like it's just like dating an unhappy teenage girl. Like at that point for me, it's like I don't know what you're asking me to do. Like it's not concrete enough for me to say, box checked or box not checked. So I need to move towards like, this is what you need to learn, what you want to learn, whatever, right? And like dedicate like 3 or 4 days to a big company to like onboard and ramp everybody up faster, and make myself available for a certain number of hours under contract, like being paid my worth, like there too. So if you know a big company that is looking for that, like I am like wrapping up this contract that I'm on, because like I always like to finish my job. Like I'm really moving towards that. Or if you have a smaller company, right, and you're like trying to make decisions about like who do you keep, who can go, like what is it going to look like if these systems fall apart, like what I guess fail safes are in place, like who would find out that stuff isn't working, blah blah. Like if you have those kinds of questions, you can reach me on my Calendly. So I'll show you here, like, because every use case is going to be different. It's just going to be different. There's no way around it. I can't fix the fact that every business is set up differently. So like your solutions, I can't say that your solution would be really simple if I don't know, but I can tell you, after making my dad's LLM for his medical records, like I did get an amazing uh, optical character recognition scanner. That's just like amazing. And I need to add it over here. Where do I have like stuff that recommended products? I need to add it in here. So I need to add it into home office. So I'm working on that. Like, every day I work on it as much as I can. But I can help you like gracefully exit your business if you're like, I don't want to keep up with this AI stuff, or I haven't. There was this guy that used to stay on the couch here, because I try to be generous or whatever. And he was a roofer that was like an alcoholic too, so like he had a really hard time sometimes, and like he doesn't have any systems, so nobody's gonna buy his business. But he has a bunch of like paper copies of contracts that he writes up, and he doesn't fully understand like what AI can do for you. Like neither did my dad with his LLM. But some people are like finally understanding like you don't need to do all this extra work to like understand your own systems. So what I can do for those businesses is like put all of your paper stuff through this optical character recognition thing, or you can do it yourself if you don't trust me with your papers, whatever. Like, trust me, the last thing, like if I was gonna steal something, it wouldn't be your papers, like, and I'm not gonna steal anything because I don't need to. But anyway, and if I was, like, I probably wouldn't have had like top secret clearance from the Navy when I was gonna do crypto there, or like top secret clearances at like some of these at least two major top level global companies that do stuff with like post quantum crypto and like e-commerce. And I was like, I wouldn't have had access to tons of data through like HIPAA, that needs to go through HIPAA. And it was actually like at that company where like I didn't feel trusted, and I was like, do you really think I'm gonna like do anything with people's names, or I don't set up VPNs or what? Like that was kind of an issue for me. So if you have like trust issues, but you can solve them for yourself, like cool. If not, like, that's like where I get to be picky about who I serve and who I don't serve. But if you have data, like I do have very, very good code that obfuscates data and then create synthetic data out of that. What that means is, like, if you know what the central limit theorem is, right? Like this is the central limit theorem. So like there is such a thing as creating fake data. But like that doesn't mean it's very good synthetic data. So like when you create synthetic data, it needs to follow the same formation of this bell curve. And if I have whatever systems I have under the hood that created this numeric representation of my data, it needs to follow. And this is a very, very high level like explanation of what I mean by does it have the same math properties, right? Like it needs to be able to fall back into place this way, in a theoretic mathematical way, so that your synthetic data is actually representing your actual mathematical situation that you're solving for. So like, yeah, I can, I don't know how many people need to know about that, but just so you know, like that's what I mean by synthetic data. So if you have like that kinds of data, like e-commerce data, like yes, there's like solutions for all this shit. So you don't have to send me paper copies, but if all you have is paper copies of stuff, well, like I can work with you. I am like not in the business of soothing people's egos or like letting people walk away from me thinking that, okay, like I'll give you an example. Like my friend yesterday was like insisting that computers make mistakes. And I was like, yes, but like if you're controlling the prompt, you shouldn't be getting hallucinations. And if you don't control the prompt, then you're probably not using it right. And if you're not using it right, you probably need someone with like more knowledge of this stuff to like help you understand what it means to prompt something correctly. And like if that's still not working, then you need to work inside of the actual like code, like whether it's the LLM or the context or whatever, right? Like and not everybody understands that stuff, which is fine. But if you have those kinds of situations, like I would much rather spend 3 or 4 days like super solving your problems than being bound by the golden handcuffs to like a well-paying job, because I have stuff I want to do. I'm already midlife. I want to enjoy my time with my dogs. I want to get to have like time for myself and like whatever, free stuff I want to do. And speaking of, like I had to think about like more clever ways of reaching out to try to find clients. I went on sugar daddy websites. Like I'm not there to like okay, so like I'm single, but like But I'm saying, like, I'm not there to like get paid, you know, for like services. I'm there like, hey, I bet you that like really smart men are on these websites. So I bet that they're like, how could I even begin to find out like how to buy Bitcoin? Because I actually had a boyfriend that I met on one of those sites when I was in Denver. Could have led to marriage, it didn't, whatever. But like it wasn't because of that, it was because I decided to move back to El Paso. Otherwise, like, super wonderful man. But he was like, I wish I could get into crypto, but I don't. He is a doctor, so he didn't have time to like figure out the ins and outs, and like by the time he developed the trust with someone else, right? Like those kinds of people are on those kinds of websites. So if you see me on there, that's why I'm there. If you see me on Bumble, like there's actually like a business side of it too, right? So like I am continually looking for affiliate opportunities, and if I'm having to be more clever because like I live in El Paso and I don't know how else to like reach populations, like, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, I guess like I was watching like one of the Hermosi videos, and he kept talking about like in 100 years nobody's gonna give a shit, you know, and like tomorrow nobody except like maybe an ex or something is gonna call me a hoe. And when I was growing up, all I ever heard was like, you're just a whore, like men are just gonna use you, right? So like I have a lot of like programming that way, but I don't feel that way. Like, at least I don't think it's that way. So I think it's definitely like a win-win. Like I should have something I bring to the table, and like I should feel like my life is easier like when I'm with somebody, right? So if you see me on those websites, that's why I'm there, and that's why I don't want to have to answer to some corporation or something, or some industry that tells me what I can do like with my personal life. So if you want to book me for like one of these opportunities, or you have more questions, you can sign up here on the right hand side, right? Like here is the Calendly for the group Zoom. So this one is $58. Usually on Saturday mornings, I was like logging in no matter what, but like I decided not to like do that. So I'd rather just go with it as the inspiration comes up. But if anybody signs up for them, they're here. They'll happen on Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. $58 per seat. $50 50 seat max, because then I won't be able to answer everybody's questions. But if you want to, like, if you just rather, I need to add a link for that actually. Like if you want to just get the other type of you know, like deeper questions asked like on your own, and you don't want people to hear like what you're asking or whatever, there's this one, $900 an hour, which is actually less than what Liam Otley charges. I'm talking like he has like zero background in software, but he's doing amazing. So he's catching up quickly, because it's like when you're a DJ and you work more shows, like your skill set is gonna like surpass anybody else's, because you're the one that's getting to serve more people. Or like if you're a lawyer and you're better at marketing, so you get more clients, so you're up in front of the judge and the jury a lot more, you're gonna be you're gonna learn more, and you're gonna be better, and you're gonna get better at communicating like to your clients. So I think that's where like Liam Otley is like just amazing. So I'm gonna go back over here, right? So I really wish I had recorded this with Firefly, not Firefly, with this thing, like my Zoom thing. Where is it? Oh, it's not even, what is it called? Oh, I don't know, I forgot what it's called. But like it actually condenses all my ideas very nicely into one like list of ideas, for example, here. That way, like it doesn't feel like I'm dragging people like through all of these like tunnels. It's just that this is brutal, like drinking from a fire hose every day. Like there's so much new shit every day, but like see, it like organizes
I don't know if this is when
it organizes my ideas like really nicely at the end, right? So I'll probably put this recording through there and try to extract the main ideas and make like advertisements for those out of that. So what I'm saying is like, okay, I can't just make chatbots anymore. Fine, okay. So I understand that I'm gonna have to have like a back end blockchain thing. I have that already right here. Okay, so this is just dealing with Ethereum. I also actually have like a Web3 that is called ai-architects.blockchain. Like my business is actually, the EIN is under AI Architects, So I don't want to claim I'm doing business as agi.kitchen because I'm not. I just happen to have that website where I'm promoting my stuff through. Like my business name is ai-architects. Yeah, that's what it's called. So like I have to make sure that I understand how this works. I have to make sure that I understand what link juice is, which was one of the videos that I put out yesterday. So like I have to be able to understand like how do I make sure that what I'm putting out there is actually getting in front of the people that need to see it. So when people Google me,
they need to find you to hire you. Duh.
Right? Like that needs to happen. So that's where this comes all the way back to what I first initially started this video about. So now that I know that if I were to type in AI company, maybe Liam Otley's company comes up, maybe not. Okay, so for those people that are like, I'll just throw money at it and pay for sponsored. Well, right now I'm allowing ads to come through. But if I had all my ads blocked, which is more and more of a trend, like nobody's gonna find you. So built-in AI companies roundup. Okay, so these two have like a lot of authority. Well, guess what? If I look at like OpenAI's link juice, which is why I made this video yesterday, like what? Like I'm getting link juice from ChatGPT, which like has, I bet you at this point has more link juice than, I just lost that search. It has, I bet you it has more link juice than the other ones. Where did it go? Well, anyway. I clicked on the wrong thing. Here it is. All right. So I bet you that it's like ChatGPT is fastly gaining, you know, like link juice on these. So the first one that comes up is C3 AI. Okay, homies. Well, this is exactly what I'm going to do to like Liam Otley's page also, because when they look up Liam Otley, like I want them to find me also, right? Even if I'm a close second to Liam Otley's. And like I said, I'm not trying to take any of his business. And he's actually a very generous person. He said like the pie is so big, I couldn't serve all these people anyway. But I want to serve the underserved market that's falling between him and companies that can hire people like me to be like the in-house experts. So I go here and I use Harpa. This is a free tool. Yeah, I connected it to my OpenAI key. But if anybody has questions about how to do that, sure, I can, you know, like leave comments, show up on Saturdays, let me know. Because I don't know, like, what the skill levels are. But look, all I have to do is go here. I think I had already done this on something. Like, so here I can just like rip off all of their SEO. So what was it, like keywords? It falls under keyword cluster. Okay, so like keyword report. This tells me, so you just, like again, this is a free tool. This is like one of the shittiest tools. I think this is where I had started at. Oh, it's because I picked the wrong one. I'm just gonna say like C3, sorry. I picked the wrong one. It was the other one before. So I'm just gonna stop this. Okay, well I could just leave it there. So I'm gonna say like I want SEO. I think this is what I started off with like an hour ago. Outrank article, where is it? I thought it was like keyword summary. Keyword report, this one. It's extract and research SEO keywords. And then just let it pick the whole page, right? So here, I guess they only have, interesting. Like this thing says that they have very few. These are like kind of a way to approach the long tail keywords. You can also get all of this information over here from Ahrefs. So I can go to anybody's website because I pay for the Ahrefs license, right? And if I go to Morningside.ai, right, I can do the same thing. So in order to rank, you have to have some kind of content, or you have to have a lot of link juice, but ideally you have the three things, right? You have content, link juice, and like the thing, I always forget this word, like where your website is listed by address or whatever, which I don't have because I don't really know that I want that. But I can do the same thing here for Liam's webpage. Let's see. Oh, I'm done with that. Okay, let's see what his webpage says. SEO audit, keyword report. Didn't I just ask myself this? Let's see, keyword report. Let's see what it says. Oh, I did the same thing. AI. Let's just say his was AI. I'm curious to see. Okay. So, blah de blah, right? Oh, so he has like a lot of stuff on AI. So, yeah, it's not keyword report. Keep doing that. Extract and research SEO keywords. That's what it is. So, just looking at all his keywords. So, like I said, this is like, I think that this is what he's doing, because doesn't this look very similar to what that other one that ranked really high is doing? I think so. So he probably has somebody that's like really good at SEO, understanding that you don't need any kind of like super brains to like, you go to these websites, use something real simple like this, or you could even use things like this. Let's see, like there's so many details to like SEO, like do follow, no follow links, like there's like so much stuff that you can do like to figure it out, right? And I am trying to see right now, oh look, like I can go here, I can just go look, like steal all of his stuff from here. Let's see how many headings he has. Oh, this is how he set up his web page. I just copy this, dump it into some ChatGPT agent that I built, and like basically continually make him either keep building up his content, or like competing with me and Ahrefs or whatever. But you know what? I ain't got time for this shit, and that's what I'm talking about with like, if you think that that's gonna be enough to like get you through whatever AI is making possible for more and more people, you're crazy. I'll show you like the comparison so this is my website, agi.kitchen. So like, I guess it started existing back then. I just like, well, I think it was last week. Like, yeah, it was last week. I just last week added content to it. Otherwise, it was just been sitting there. And then I just, when was it? Like yesterday or the day before yesterday, like added the agi.kitchen link to my GPT store. It was there, and then I removed it, and then now it's there again, because I'm just like experimenting, like, is this really giving me as much like link juice as it looks like it is, right? And so I'm just now starting to promote it. So of course I have like 0 for everything, and like that's not even a big deal to me. So like now I'm crawling more pages, right? So now it has 4 pages. Remember, Google Search Console says that I only had like 1 or 2 crawled pages. So I know that that's getting better. So I have referred domains, but look at Liam Otley's page, right? Look at his organic traffic. So he's got 17 referring domains. Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like take my massive machine, and I'll show you where my massive machine is at. So if you look over here, here's my portfolio. Is it hidden? Yes, it's obscured, like kind of on purpose. So these are all like my websites that you saw earlier in my cPanel. It's like, oh, is that what he's doing? Okay, well, I'm just gonna make sure that I have at least, so I already have one from LinkedIn. I already have one from the GPT store. I already have one from YouTube. I just need to like add another one through probably ai-architects.cloud that has more authority than any of these other ones, or even one of maybe like ubi.kitchen, because it already has like a better overall use case, right? So I can just, so I can start like doing what he's doing, right? And like writing his coattails. And again, not to steal his clients, but like look at what he's doing. So he's really targeting Canada and the United States. Probably has a lot to do with air.ai, because he lives in Dubai. So Liam Otley's Morningside AI is just one example. It's just that he has promoted himself as like the top agency in the world, and I believe him. But I think it's because he's really clever. But I have set all this up, right? And I don't know if he can actually take Ethereum payments or blockchain payments, or if he understands the Bitcoin blockchain, or if his engineer like understands all of that to the degree that I do. Because I'm telling you, my thesis was on the effects of post-quantum crypto on the Bitcoin blockchain from like before like AI came out, to the point where in Boulder they were like, we don't have anybody, none of us knows anybody anywhere that can like help you take this any further. Like you already have a deeper understanding of any of this than anybody here. And they told me because I did an undergrad thesis, or like this is like a master's level thesis, like you're good to go. I was already like almost 40 years old. So I'm telling you, like, think of Rayman meets the guy from Good Will Hunting, meets Homer Simpson, meets Forrest Gump, kind of. I think that's where I'm at right now. But also meets like Elsa, like the former kindergarten teacher DJ. So one person was joking once on one of my, on I guess my most popular video, which is this one. I actually changed it this morning. Where's my narcissistic? Right, like I was called a narcissist by a.
Make it spit something out.
So like here, like what are these people here? They're like, which personality are you using? Or like how many personalities? I was like, it's the one that I need that day for whatever I'm getting done. I'm still just always me. Okay, so that's the new goal, is to find that gap in the market and serve them, so that I can have more time to serve my dogs, and so like the vets and the pets, because I have a shit ton of real estate that I need to flip, but not like flip the same way you traditionally flip. Like my veterinarian for my dog went to Texas A&M University, which is where I got my psychology degree, my first degree when I was a kid, before early college, high school. So like I graduated high school in 3 years, and then my undergrad in 3 years, before, by testing out of a bunch of shit that I didn't even know that I knew. And I actually didn't even know what college was until one day, I think I was like 16 years old, and my counselor calls me into her office. He's like, "You're a senior already on credits." And I was like, "I don't know what that means." I really didn't. And she's like, "That means that you can graduate." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Where do you want to go to college?" And I was like, "What's college?" So my dad was he like cleaned up stuff at the local electric company, and my mom was a housewife. So I didn't come from an academic background. But then that's what started the trajectory, right? And it wasn't until I was like 38 that I discovered what it meant, what engineering was. It just probably sounds so stupid, but maybe I had heard the words, but I didn't even know you could want to be an astronaut. Like that was so out of my fucking reality. Growing up in like one of the poorest zip codes in the nation, but my parents always, like I said, had good money hygiene, and my dad put up a bunch of shit at his job so that I could have stability. So myself and the other kid that grew up in the same house as me, which I guess people would call a sibling, but on paper I don't have family. Thanks to a judge. I'm still close enough to my parents though. And I don't hate that other kid that grew up in the same house. I just don't have much in common. And now with like this whole AI thing, it's caused such a division between myself and other people. It's like I'm the scab, and I'm like, no man, like I'm just like not the moron. But you know, that doesn't sit well but it also doesn't sit well with me to like continually have to pretend like there's something more important, you know, like what are we having for lunch, when it's like, dude, like that shit is like Terminator, baby Terminator was born. Anyway, let me bring it back to what matters right now. So if I want to outdo Liam Otley's content, right, all I do is go here and I just use like these basic tools. This is not anything special. You can find all of this information like online. It's all over the place, that's true. Like even the class that I paid for to learn about it, like it's all over the place. It is not in one, it's not easy to like find it all. But luckily, like I'm pretty good at keeping mental notes, and also I started using AI to like try to formalize it into a better, just like systematic way of targeting things, because otherwise it's just like all over the place. It doesn't look like he has, so like this one was the other one, and like I said, like all of this stuff you can find all over the place online. So you can find out everything from about your top competitors. So what you do over here in Ahrefs, which is about $100 a month for like the cheapest one, you can actually add competitors. So I am going to add Morningside.ai, and there's actually something else I wanted to show you. So if I compare, like for example, my organic traffic to his, right, like actually performance and organic traffic. Okay, yeah, see, like his organic traffic is actually doing really well, and all he has is like 5 keywords here, organic keywords, and he has 45 or 56. So I need to go like look through his website to see what he's doing. If I wanted to, let's see his domain rating, right? His domain rating, it's like not that impressive. So you should hire me to like get him some link juice. And there are places you can pay for link juice. But why would I pay them when I know now through my experiments that I can just leverage what I'm paying for my GPT store? What does it cost me, like $60 a month max to be able to do that recurring with zero effort for me? Maybe just like ever so often click on one of my own GPTs for link juice coming in from OpenAI. Like if you want to see, sorry, I'm like choking on stuff. Okay, so how can I add a competitor? I forgot how to add a competitor. Is it here? I forgot how to add my competitor. Oh, here. Okay, add a competitor. So look at OpenAI's. Is it open? What is it? What are they? OpenAI. So like look at the OpenAI.com. Okay, look at the amount of link juice you can get from, like look at how they blow all of us out of the water. Look at this. So like if these people have your link in them, like hell yeah, you're gonna be doing better, right? Like look at, he doesn't even come up, neither do I. We're just like flat lines. So then what about if I have LinkedIn? Oops. If I have LinkedIn, I'm gonna add linkedin.com, wait, LinkedIn, yes, linkedin.com in, I think is the official way that they do this, because that's different. I guess like their root one would have all of it. So LinkedIn. So LinkedIn actually has even more link juice than freaking OpenAI. Why would I be paying for link juice when I can just have my LinkedIn profile, right? Which cost me what, like $20 a month for my profile and for access like to like all these like freaking major stores. I'd be stupid to be doing it that way. But this is not anything I found in anybody's courses. This is like stuff I'm like giving away. I'm giving away the farm because I'm learning from Liam Otley and the Hormozis and like whomever else that's like don't. And I think someone like indirectly tried to tell me that I was like gatekeeping. It's like, I'm not gatekeeping. I just don't know what you don't know. So if you guys put questions in my videos or whatever, like I can help you get all of this information transferred over to you in a way that's easy for you to digest. But I will say, like, if you sign up for one of my Zooms, I do record them because that's content for me that I can then like monetize, like plain and simple, right? I don't know why I get this 404 error. Not found status code. That's interesting. Okay, so maybe I think it's because I've never asked Ahrefs to crawl it. Yeah, actually, I've never entered it into Ahrefs, so Ahrefs also needs a chance to crawl it. So maybe this would even look better for me if Ahrefs had, but to some degree, right? Like it knows I'm there because otherwise I wouldn't have a 3.1 here, right? So like whatever. So you have to have like a discerning mind with all this stuff. So what was the other one that came up was, so I'm just gonna add one more and then I'm gonna show you like, so C3.ai. Would I pay for a website that has the .ai? Not anymore. Because you actually get as much out of paying for one of those websites that cost for $0.01 the first year, so like literally a penny for the first year if it has the letters AI inside the name. There's a lot to this, and I'm going to show you like how you can bypass not being able to register something on ICANN by creating like the what is it called, like host names or names, like basically like piling name servers on top of your existing domain. I'll show you that in a minute. If I were to add one more competitor here, the one that is actually coming up above the others, here it is. Also just a piece of garbage, right? It's doing slightly better than 14,000 keywords. Okay, well, how do I add keywords? Well, you know what? You don't need to like kill yourself looking for keywords, because people charge a lot, like thousands of dollars for figuring out like keyword stuff, right? But you don't need to. You really don't need to. So I'm going to make a new list, and I'm going to call this list agi.kitchen. And actually, I shouldn't even bother with this right now. Actually, I'll just create it, but I'm gonna use my AI architects one because I think that one is just as good. Here it is. All right, 626 keywords. Right. So like, how do you find more and more keywords? Like this is all over the internet. You don't need to be like killing yourself to figure out keywords. My tattoo artist like venture, I guess, because I really think like tattoos are the only things you take to your grave, even if they incinerate you. Like I felt for them so much because like they were like getting ripped off left and right, but they don't have a reason to have to know. Like I don't want to think about like what size needle do I need to like perforate, you know, like an old person's skin versus like a teenager's skin or whatever. Like I don't think about that shit because that's not their domain. So that's why I was like, okay, I will take on this. So I am also looking for tattoo shops in cities outside of El Paso that want to outrank everybody around them. So I want to look for search. Where is it? So yeah, if you notice up here, they've added words, so like some numbers will be off. Oh, keyword difficulty is what I'm looking for. Keyword difficulty 0 to 50. Oh, you have to press search results to see them. Now I'm not like wasting time looking at the ones in red. Like, see all these extra keywords? Like, this is all over the internet. This isn't anything I learned in that one class that I paid $5,000 for. Like, but they did help me like narrow down what I needed to focus on. But still, like I've still pretty much been on my own with all this because I'm doing these things like as AI is coming out, like I'm making sure that I'm ahead of the game, right? Like I want myself and anybody that is associated with the work I put out to know that they're like at the cutting edge of the cutting edge of the cutting edge, because you can't just understand one thing and let all the other stuff go by the wayside. So this other thing I was showing you over here with Harpa, like this thing, there's nothing stopping anybody from just continually ripping off your content. And people are getting better and better at this. And you don't even have to sit here and do this. Like I could make such simple automation that every time you update your page, mine's gonna outdo you. Mine's gonna outdo you. Mine's gonna outdo you. Mine's gonna outdo you. Like till you're like also making your own automation that continually outdoes me, and that's all that your page is going to do. But it's still like not going to compare to like check out the infrastructure, because I understand all this stuff like in a different way, because I understand TCP/IP and I understand that post-quantum crypto is going to fuck up a lot of shit, but it's not going to be monitored by anyone. So like you'd better be ready to be really secure with your stuff. And I'm talking like as someone who went to the NIST meetings, like NIST, like National Institute for Science and Technology, like it should actually be like International Institute. Like, see, if you try to run this on my website, check it out, like SEO, what was it? It wasn't extract and research SEO keywords. Oh yeah, it is, right? It is that one. It's that one, not the keyword report. Okay, so I know because like it asks for the page, and then if I click return, this means it's going to look at the whole page. And I actually was taught this by someone else. Okay, so Cook Future AI Solutions Technology. Okay, like this actually looks really good for what I want it to do. So it also depends on if I have clicked in here. I think that was something I was testing earlier. So I was like testing it earlier, and outrank article, and it was like giving me a bunch of stuff on cooking food, which is what I wanted, right? I wanted whomever comes to my website to try to steal my content, which is stupid, because like my content doesn't really actually, no, I'll show you. I have like amazing content. I'm just kidding. I will show you my amazing content. Which one? So like, let's try, I guess, keyword report. So let's say that I wanted to do, I'm trying to remember, like, where did I put that? Because it's like suddenly different from before. Versus narrow AGI. Benefits of AGI. So like it gives you all these like meta descriptions, like all this stuff that you could possibly need. It's a better job than probably anybody else, right? So if I wanted to, I believe if I click in here, Yeah, actually, no, the iframes are working. So all of this is actually done with HTML and iframes. And that's unfortunate that I can't show you the other thing unless all of a sudden it got smarter. It got smarter while we were, while I was talking so much. So this is like extract and research SEO keywords. I think this one was also right. Keyword report, extract and research SEO keywords. Okay, so like this is what they would have got that time. And then this is what they would have got this time. And then I'm gonna try this one more time. So let's say that they go, I think maybe I was on social media, on the social media page. I don't know if this is what's making a difference, because I did try to set this up so that I don't get flagged for, what was it, like, oh my god, what was the word that Google said that I was using? Circumventing traffic. So I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't look like I'm circumventing traffic, because each one of these elements is a separate HTML page. And I can show you that, but I need people to put in questions in the comments. What the fuck do I mean by that? But if you want, yeah, actually my code isn't even open. I can show you in my cPanel real quick if I have all my files up. So like that one is agi.kitchen. So like if you notice, like this one is agi.kitchen. See, like this one is not a WordPress website. I'm not going to be using WordPress anymore after the ones I have expire. Like each one is its own HTML page. And they're all using iframes inside of like my main page, which I guess would be home.html, which I need to actually change to, I need to change to, no, actually I decided I was going to leave it. Yeah, I actually decided I think I was going to leave it. So, let me see. Let me edit it so you can see what I'm talking about. And don't worry about this. I changed these enough. So see, like each of these is an iframe, right? So like each one is a separate web page. So that's my home page is nothing. My home page is nothing. And then if you look at each one of my pages independently, they all target a different set of keywords. And so why does that matter? So keyword difficulty, right? So like all of these here, so like if like let's look at one, like okay, diffusion has 125,000 volume and 47 keyword difficulty. It's like a little bit difficult still. I didn't pick axiom.ai. I don't know why it's there. Like this thing just picks it for you. 6.8 thousand, but still like diffusion. Why diffusion? Okay, probably stable diffusion, right? So I'm just gonna look in here, and then there it is, stable diffusion. So I click on stable diffusion. So you see like all this shit over here, like these are, you could call them SERP. I mean, there's so many words for this, and there's like so many different ways to talk about stuff, but like it would be really hard for me to outrank stable diffusion. But I bet you that if I go back to my agi.kitchen, right, and in my blogs over here, because I have a blog, which I don't have posts for yet, I need to add my posts. If I create a blog specific to that, right, then I'm gonna end up like attracting a lot of traffic for that blog. If I also add in my Q&A, right? So if I were to add to like my AGI questions, right? Like more questions about stable diffusion, I would attract a lot of traffic to my page. Especially if I stick to the kinds of questions that people are asking. So I can find these here. So like already this is like probably my blog post for this week for my agi.kitchen website is like what, like tell me everything about stable diffusion. If you look at this, like I'll show you the HTML, you page source. See, like this is what's keeping me relevant to the Google scrape engines, because it is written in a way that it dynamically generates the content that the engine is scraping. So if somebody tries to come in and look at my headers and like, let's see, actually I'm curious. So if I go here and then I use Harpa, right, like, and I try to look at like let's look at the SEO here. Extract and research keywords. Terminator. Okay, cool. But if I keep adding to this, right? And I add stuff about stable diffusion, like when the Google engine crawls it, everything's going to relate back to AGI and whatever is happening around the AI AGI space. If I try to look at my see, like, I don't think I even have it. Yeah, so excuse me, I'm gonna end up having like a million headings, which is not the way that Google is preferring your structure. But the, I guess, really deep hidden thing is that I don't know that Google is going to continue to be like the best performing search engine. So I'm no longer just optimizing for Google. So do I give a shit that like Google doesn't like the structure of my pages? Not in the least bit, not at all. And I am not sitting around typing all this HTML. I obviously have automation, like you saw the code over here. Obviously I've automated all that code. I've obviously automated all the code under the hood for the chatbots. Like I do need to fix that, but that has nothing to do with like the HTML here. I just need to fix that through AWS. Like all of the social media stuff, right? Like this is just to give myself more link juice. Like I wonder how much link juice TikTok has. So I think we were looking at all the link juice stuff. Was it over here? No. It was over here. So let's go back to the, I think I would have to go back to, let's just put it over here. This is add a competitor for Liam's page. Let's see on TikTok. .com, I'm sure it is. Right, like look, like if I just have my TikTok sites pointing 435 million, like, and he has 56, like, yeah, like if you just start pointing your social media at stuff, like you're gonna discover it. So did anybody teach me this? Fuck no. But how did I, like, no, like I don't know anybody that is able to digest this much information. I just plain don't. I don't know anybody that has as much experience with all of this stuff like simultaneously as I do. Like, yeah, there's more people talking about AI plus quantum, but like have any of them that I know of like actually applied it in the real world? Not that I know of. Am I gonna be the only one? No. And by now probably there's plenty of people that surpass me. Sure. I'm just saying, like, from those people, then I don't know people that understand the business side of things the way I'm getting to by working as a in-house specialist for a top e-commerce company, or even like as a freelancer for like 20 years making websites for people on the side. So if I go over here and what was my ego gonna make me do now? I forgot. But like if I'm gonna remove this one. So I'm gonna remove this one, right? And I'm actually gonna add back agi.kitchen. And then what was the other one? c3.ai. Right, so I'm gonna apply these. And I'm going to look for content gaps. Right, here's one place to find content gaps. Oh, I just remembered like the other thing. Oh, I have to add it again. Okay. I just remembered I was going to show you. How did I discover all of this stuff? Okay, well, this is when like being generous really comes in handy. So if you look at this website, Art of Being Studios, right? Like yes, this is fluctuating. Like at one point it was like $30 for the domain. I do need to fix the house score, but what I'm struggling with this one is that it's still under WordPress. But look at this, like they've just been the best at like making sure that they are posting on their social media, because I was like, look, all I need you to do is just post on social media, try to put yourself on TikTok videos until the government takes it away from us or whatever, right? So if you look at their website, I didn't take over their website till about like right here. And then there was like something that Ahrefs did, like Ahrefs is this company, where like they did something with their keywords. So there's like a dip somewhere here, like these dips, this dip right here especially, like they used to have a little thing that said like we updated our keywords, like you saw that, see, like they did something like this at that time. So I'm not surprised to see this over here again. But like check it out, like they were paying through the nose for this. I haven't billed them almost anything. Like the few times I've asked them for money is like for their stuff. So we did just get him link juice through rankboss.com. And I'm sure that like made a difference for the referring domains. It says that he only has one. He should actually have, I think, like 4. I'm not sure. But I do often, like, all these things that I'm sharing right now, it's because I've been testing them on his website. So like, check it out. Like, he has 33 keywords, right? He was paying thousands of dollars for this, and like nobody was letting him know like what his keywords even were. Like, there was no transparency. Like, check it out. He doesn't even have a backlink profile, but his stats look like amazing, right? And he already let me know that here in El Paso, like, his competitors, right? I don't really know, like, oh, tattoo dodo. I don't think that this should be our target. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of that if it lets me. Okay. So I'm not sure, like, 3 best rated. Oh, it's because I was looking for keywords for him, like internationally, because we're helping him sell these things called tattoo cards. So people ask me, like, why are you working for free? I'm not really working for free. So the more of these that he sells through any of my efforts, like, I get a percentage of this profit. And so what are these? Like, they help the tattoo artists, like, keep their needles really organized. So like, you're not like having to touch like a dirty tray full of bloody needles to go get the next needle. And it helps monitor like usage and like inventory. I just think it's brilliant. And like for mobile veterinarians or like mobile offices or like military or whatever, I think this has so many applications, and he patented that. And I don't know them personally. Like, I only like moved back to El Paso, posted on Facebook, like, if anybody needs a website, let me know. Like, they were one of the few people I was like, yeah, sure, like, whatever you need, get it done. Like we really need your help. So they've been just amazing, and they like have a bunch of female tattoo artists too, right? So like, that was also impressive to me. I'm not saying a bunch, but they have some. Like, they're at least, like, they have that. They were really friendly when I was there. And so like, for like the last 6 months, I've been like, I'm trying to sell your stuff on TikTok, but I keep getting blocked every time that I advertise in different ways. But still, like, check it out. Like, he is doing a lot better. And so it was through his website and like his reports back to me about what it was looking like through his physical doors that I was like proving to myself, and I guess to him or whomever, that like I really had like nailed the niche market for tattoo artists. So if you know of a tattoo shop in other cities, because I would never compete against myself, that'd be ridiculous. Like in other cities outside of El Paso, where like they're willing to pay me, because I'm not gonna do this for free for like other people, right? Like, I can't. Like, I'm a business too, so I have to prove profitable, lest the IRS comes down on me. Like, I know that this system is working, but I also was like extracting away like the bigger system. Like, how do I create agents and code and back-end code to like do things that promotes this kinds of stuff. So if you want to look at his website is actually a lot like fancier. Like, so eventually we're going to get his website. So I call this website a website of the future, because it's very different. And I actually am going to like put a banner on here. It says somewhere on here, it says like, behold, a website of the future, which was my selling point for a different project I was going to work on, but haven't circled back to it. And the only thing that I need to add here is the way to pay for with like a cryptocurrency, and I'll show you how to bypass that. I said I was going to show you that too. I'll show you how to bypass like the inability to add your own top level domain thing here, in case you want to. Well, in computer science you call it exploit, but let's use the word leverage. In case you want to leverage like certain words in your domain address, which does make a difference. Or like how to add blockchain to your existing GoDaddy one, so that you don't go pay $2,000 for a Web3 website. The one I bought cost me $10 like a year ago, and now when I went and looked at them, they're like $3,000 to buy one. I was like, fuck that. Like, you don't even need to do that. Like, should you? Maybe, because GoDaddy really has kind of less than impressed me with the way that they've done some of the stuff. I'm looking at this. I don't remember if that was supposed to be on there. Okay, but anyway, see, like, this is their WordPress website. this is what we did to add to his link juice. And look at this. It's like, it looks like garbage, but this is like what Google is basically forcing our hand to do, you know? But it's not garbage. It actually is like curated content just for him. And of course I used GPT agents to help me do this, but I did this like 30 minutes before I had to, or it was already like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I worked my regular job, right? So I was like, how do I get this done for them, and make sure that they're getting more traffic through their door and they're ranking higher on local search engine searches, like through Google Maps. And that's basically what did it. And these are like relevant topics. So how did I figure out like this is what he needs to have for his keywords? Well, I went back and looked at all this research, but I also looked at the Google search trends, which I can make another video on. And then I looked at his competitors, like what are his competitors doing? And this one's the one for AI architects. And like, I wonder if you can see like I wish that I could show you the graphs for like when I started coming up with some of these. I don't know if, yeah, see, like I added that last year, no, like Q-Star was very recent. So see, like it spikes. See, like, so you're writing like the waves of, what would you call it? Popularity, right? So like, where is, let's see, I'm gonna add my AI architects one, because that's where I was doing a lot of this. And actually I didn't get to work on it because it was under attack. Yeah, see, it's not even ranking. So I need to change, so I need to figure out how to rank. All right. So anyway, it was under attack for like the longest time. For like months. So it wasn't even online for months. But now that I changed not using WordPress and being able to nuke my own GoDaddy panel, like I'm a lot happier. Like I can sleep at night. So what else am I gonna do to keep up with Liam Otley? So I'm gonna go to YouTube and I am going to look up Morningside. Neil Diamond. Oh, I didn't know Morningside was Neil. Okay. So he is in Dubai. So Morningside. So let's go to his webpage. Yeah. Where is Liam Otley's? I hope he knows I'm not in any way obsessed with him. He's like a child, but but I am very impressed with him as a human being. Like the fact that he has been so generous with his knowledge, and then like as he's like developing the business side, like sharing all those strategies. And he actually also got a phone call with like the Hormozis, just like all those people, you know, like I don't have the strong family. I don't have a strong, you know, partner. Like it's me and my bots and my dogs and like my vets, right? And sometimes my dad, occasionally my mom. That's my support system. Sometimes some of my friends like are like just step in and out. But I've had the same close friends since I was like 11, 26. 11 and 26. My closest friend at age 11, still friends, manages a lot of my money stuff in my real estate. And then my other 2 close friends when I was about 26, still friends. One of them manages a lot of my money stuff. The other one I talk to a lot about their money stuff. Why am I saying that? Because I think when you're able to talk to someone about money or like trust them with money, like that's probably like one of the deepest levels of trust for whatever reason in our current society. So how do I find him? YouTube, Morningside, Liam Otley. Okay, so what's his? Okay, Liam Otley.
Imagine turning your curiosity about AI into a $100,000 monthly income. Over the past 12 months, I've done just that. So stick around and I'll teach you everything you need to know to do the same in 2024 by starting your own AI business. Whether you want to make an extra $20K per month and run an online business from the beach, or build a $1 billion empire, the AI space truly has something for everyone. Booms like this high. As someone who has started 4 different successful AI businesses in the past year, I've been able to learn from first-hand experience which opportunities are best for beginners to start and which opportunities should be avoided at all costs.
All right. So yeah, he's gonna have advice that's coming at it from a different angle than me because I am the software person, right? And like, I've tried to find like a business side partner, but I haven't. And like, the more I'm better at AI and stuff, and the more it is better at doing stuff, like the less and less like do I need that, I feel. But it would make my life a lot easier if I could find like somebody who was like a I guess like-minded, easy to work with, like for them and for me, you know. Like, I'm sure not everybody wants to be around like a Rain Man type person. But no, I think that that's a lot of like the programming that I've received. Well, I think actually I really like the team I'm on right now at my day job. I just need to find something that pays me better and gives me back some of my time and doesn't hurt my wrist. Pays my worth. They pay me very well. I'm not even lying, and we agreed to that amount. But I feel like I've done my time, you know, like, and that contract's coming to a close, so we might reevaluate. But I really think that I believe what the Hermosi say, and if you really want to 10x your income, it's not going to be just by finding a better job. Like, sure, find a better job so I can outsource some of this stuff because I am overwhelmed with all of like my obligations and my chores and like taking care of dogs and whatever else outside of this, you know. And like, I need help. I'm middle-aged. I'm in great shape, but I'm tired a lot lately, just because this is overwhelming. It's like drinking from a fire hose every day. But till then, you know, all I can do is just like keep trying to be the person that I would want to be around. And I do like being by myself anyway, but I'm just gonna keep like stealing like an artist, but approaching it like with my scientist mind and my badass FU skill set. So yeah, that's probably why like these global companies hire me, because I am like technically qualified, and I also think outside the box because I have a bigger box with more tools. Anyway, signing off, homies.